Hey, it's me, Jimmy D, Soul, John.
We're at the table again!
We're back at the table.
Yay!
Different position at the table. But
we're not switching it up or anything. We're going the same.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about South Park.
Just the fall lineup. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah,
Let's not say we're gonna talk
the fall lineup thus far.
Okay.
Anyway, so you want to start with South Park?
Yeah, South Park.
South Park.
That last scene.
Well, okay. First of all, do you think that the way that season 20 is starting, it could be better than season 19?
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, I gotta go maybe because season 19 was really good.
It was really good, but these first two episodes.
I'm here to say I'm gonna do the 3-episode rule. You know how most people like you get to the 3rd episode and you decide if you like it or you hate it. Obviously, we're not gonna drop South Park because
I'm gonna reserve my overall judgment
until about like the 3rd or 4th episode because
because season 16 was the first time they really dove into doing the narrative structure, and I
kind of broke up at the end.
I think it was very, that first initial risk made it good. I'm afraid if they settle into it, then they may...
Also, one thing about the narrative structure, that with this season, knowing that Kyle's dad is the troll now, I feel like that should have been...
I mean, for like the end of the first episode.
But I feel like...
If you're watching any of our fucking videos, it's a fucking spoiler.
Yeah, but I'm that kind of... I like to be a nice person, so continue.
I feel like that should have been held out for a little bit.
No, because after what happened to Cartman, I would have been really pissed off if we never found out who the fuck the troll was.
Well, I'm not saying never find out. I'm just saying it should have been held back.
I probably agree with you.
Because if this is going to be a season-long narrative, knowing who the troll is
that's actually why I just said spoiler, because during the first episode, before you find out who the troll is, I thought it was Cartman. I
swore it was Cartman.
It probably would have been better until after this episode, after Cartman gets all the shit blown off, and everybody gets broken up with, then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, it's not Cartman, who is it? I think that probably would. I think you're right, and I think it may have been better. Maybe even extended further. I obviously don't know what's going to be in the next episode.
I agree with that to a point. Then I also know
they don't even know. They just started today.
Well, here's the thing. I'll take that, but I also fucking know this is Matt Parker and Trey Stone.
True.
So even if we say, well, this is what should have happened, this is what should have happened, they're sitting at like their studio like, nah, bitch, you don't understand. This was going to happen. Your mind's going to be blown.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Which I mean, like I've been in 20 years, so, to fucking proven it to say, hey, guess what? We know what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah.
But they know what the fuck they're doing because they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
That's it works. That's their motto.
Yeah.
Step 1, we know what we're doing. Why do you know what you're doing? I don't know. But I think, because here's the thing, I don't think that the Gerald Troll thing is going to go on for that long. I think I don't think they can't. No, I agree with you. It can't. I think within the next 1 or 2 episodes, he's going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's kind of going to be oh shit. I'm
interested to see if they're going to do what's kind of the traditional, because obviously South Park is anything but traditional, but that's the thing. When I had mentioned earlier, they may settle into that narrative structure. I wonder if they may end up settling into some other things. What you'd see in any other movie and show is either A, he turns himself in or some BS like that, which generally you don't see much, or B, he may end up trying to push the blame on somebody else, or he just gets caught. I don't know.
And my whole thing is if he goes with option D, to which is like he confesses, but everyone kind of, it's we hate you for a bit, but we eventually forgive you. I'm like, no, that's kind of bullshit too.
I feel like he's going to troll the election.
No, I guarantee you that's going to happen.
It's just going to be, it'll be interesting to see.
It's going to be something trolling the election.
With the way things have gone thus far in the episode, it's like, what, are they going to get, is his dad going to die? Because he's doing.
The way you look at it is like, the election's already fucked up as it is now.
But the statement they're trying to make, which is of course is actually very true to the world we live in, which is South Park in general, which is people are taking trolls way too seriously.
Oh god.
But it's like
take social media.
Yes, that's
way
true.
Too serious.
However, they built
Let
this
us all
world.
forget.
They built this world where you have candle visuals for people quitting Twitter.
Yes.
You know, like what happens after he's trolled so many people, after he's declared war on like the Denmark lady with the breast cancer? Like, what's gonna happen to him? Once
Game on.
Or is he gonna like push the blame to somebody else? 'Cause
Yeah.
everyone already thinks it's a kid. They
Yeah.
thought it was Cartman, now they don't know, but everyone assumes it's a kid at South Park Elementary.
I love the best part. Like, let's
just
all
a moment of silence.
Let's all have a moment of silence and tweet out something nice on Twitter for Betsy leaving. Okay, that's nice.
That's a good one.
That's
That's a good one, Butter.
That's a good poem.
That's a nice one. She would have liked that. Mm.
Okay. But yeah, I know the troll thing's not going to go on for that long because
No,
it's like
the theme is going to be social media.
it's yes,
Okay.
yes. I think that's going to be the main season. Like last season's main theme was PCP.
Yep.
Was PC and you know.
Wait.
Yes.
It was what now?
Speaking of, coming in from the
The 21st season, we got her idea. Was PC and PC culture.
What I'm interested in is whether or
It's
not
kinda-
they're going to, because they have pretty much addressed everything going on right now, except for a lot of the like riots and stuff that's been
Yeah.
going on. I wonder if they're going to go there or not.
I think they are, but I also think it's gonna be unique how they address the riots.
Yes.
Because unlike social media or the first episode or everything, the riots are something that happen on a daily basis. So it's one of those to where I get it that you hit something at a rapid fire and you're already moving on to the next thing. Thing is, but the riots, you're gonna hit them and you're gonna move on, but you have to realize the riots are still going forward.
Yeah.
So it's how are you
I
going
mean,
to address
you can
that?
make that like for the rest of the season, just like, oh yeah, you know, kind of. I'm not a writer, obviously, but you know, kind of. Oh, by the way, the riots are still going on. You know,
Yeah.
you can make it kind of like a repeating
Plus,
gag.
I already know it's going to be great because there's so much there's so many sides of the whole rioting in general, which is
Yeah.
another
Well,
fucking
yeah,
video that I think only a lot of people want to talk about. There's so many ways you can just address that or during the end. Knowing South Park, they're going to address from all angles.
Well,
and pretty
they
much
address
say-
it from all angles, and obviously they also always put themselves in a unique situation because their world is not quite like our, you know, Hillary's running in their world,
Yeah.
but Donald Trump is not.
Right.
Instead, you have Mr. Garrison. You know, so it's like
So that means you're going to fuck
so
a
there are
total
a few.
of-
So that's what the great thing about South Park is. They
So, Mr.
they address
Garrison,
something.
you say that in your first year you're going to fuck a total of 3,490,000.
I love how fucking Matt Lauer he's just sitting there. So, in total, Mr. Garrett,
Let's go to the tape.
you're going.
I never actually said that. We're gonna fuck him dead. It's like, I just.
It's so great.
They legit. I went because I looked it up because I was curious of like that moment of the actual like real life
Oh,
part.
I know.
They did it frame by frame of what Matt Lauer did
Oh, yeah.
to Donald Trump.
Oh, my- no.
I was like,
No, it's oh my god. Matt Lauer got fucking shitted on when he gave the debate to Clinton and Trump because he got shitted on because for Clinton he kept stopping her every kind of like
Yeah.
no stop no wait
Yeah.
and Trump it was kind of okay really well that's all right cool okay yeah you never really pushed on let's
Yeah.
go to the tape okay next one.
I would disagree with you. I don't know how far into politics you want to go on this.
We're
Not far.
We're talking about fucking South Park. There's gonna be dicks and balls jokes.
Well,
you touching your fingers in grass. We're not going toes deep, okay?
I would disagree with that. I thought he actually was very fair to both candidates. I think it was just the fact that nobody's been hard on Clinton thus far. Looking at her interviews, like on her fucking plane, when they're like, "How was your weekend? What's your perfume? How was your makeup?" I mean, that's the kind of questions they ask her.
I can agree with that because, and the reason I say that is because I know journalism is going to be like that because in fucking 3 days ago, did you see the John Oliver thing at the interview at the Emmys?
No.
Okay, so you know how John Oliver's last week tonight won an Emmy.
Yes.
Yay! It should have.
Yes.
Great show.
Fucking amazing.
Fucking amazing show.
10 out of
I
10.
hate that show. I think he's not funny, and I think he's a jackass. But I'm sorry. Continue.
10 out of 10.
Fuck that guy.
This is you enjoy him.
Anyway, so he at the Emmys, what they like to do is like to have reporters who interview the people who want to like, oh, what does this feel? What does this feel?
Yeah.
Every reporter that kind of interviewed him, it was kind of the inoculation for like the first 4 minutes of, oh, well, do you feel that, it's your fault that, Trump is where he's at? Oh, why do you think that, Hillary should have done this? Do you believe it's your fault personally? There was even one point where he said, interviewing asked him, do you feel like it's your fault personally that Donald Trump is where he's at? And he goes, the corrector likes him, do you think it's my fault? No, it's not my fault. I can't even vote. How is it my fault? And the whole look on his face the entire time is like, you are a bunch of garbage people, and I want to fucking punch you, but I can't.
Okay, anyway,
back to South Park. I would like to see, though, because, Mr. Garrison, obviously he's made it to the point right now he doesn't want to be president.
Yeah.
However, he's going to maybe actually have to be. So I'd be interested to see.
Oh
I
my
actually
God,
want to
Tom.
see his resolution to his fuck 'em all to death plan. Having, buildings set up for immigrants to come in, and then there's, people there ready to, you know what I mean? I think that would be great.
I love it. And oh my God, Tom, it's the new Star Spangled, the new,
Sit, kneel, or lay down, or whatever.
It is a combination of all three.
It's like, J.J. Abrams, we need you! It's like 1 light for yes, 2 for no. Ah!
It's like calling on the damn Pope. It's like, do we see white smoke?
I'm just thinking, what else could they tackle? What else do you
My
think they're
thing
going to
is-
tackle this season?
My question, because they could go really 2 different ways
On
with the
what?
election.
Yes, they could.
Because I feel like that, because South Park comes out the day after the election. So I'm like, are they going to make 2
Well, this is-
episodes?
They're going.
This
The
could be
one
interesting.
in case Hillary wins
How
and
did they
one-
do it with Obama and Romney?
Obama won the
I know that,
episode
but they
after.
didn't. They
No, but
didn't
that-
know though
but
when they
here's the
write the
thing.
episode.
With Obama winning, that's where the whole 6 Days to Air documentary came from. Because after Obama won, they had
Oh,
they
it
either
did
had-
air after. Okay.
Yeah, it aired
So,
after.
but this time it doesn't air after though. It airs before, right? Or does it?
It will air the day after the
No,
election.
and here's what they did. They made 2 episodes, and they made the same episode, but 2/3 way, they made 2 different side paths to where if this person's win, play this part. If this person's win, play this part. They have both sides covered to where if Trump wins, okay, here's what you play. Here's what you play. If Hillary wins, okay, here's what you play. This other 2/3 of the episode, that completely stays. Because it's pretty sure it's going to be the build-up to people celebrating the election. Now, when the results part comes, and the town finds out who it is, okay, do you play part A? Do you play part B? Because that's what they did with About Last Night.
Okay.
From 2/3 of it, it was a basic...
South Park episode.
It was a basic South Park episode.
Yeah.
It was going to happen no matter what. How it ended depended on... And they had a guy deliver it to them before it ended. Okay, I said, all right... here's what you do. If Romney wins, give them Romney wins, give them this one. If Barack wins, give them this one.
Okay. I mean, it can make sense, and it's probably more to be more prominent now because as far as the numbers as of today go with election, they're very, very damn close within the margin of error for both candidates. So,
But what else do you think they're going to tackle this season? That's my
honestly,
question.
I don't
They could
know.
tackle. I know because there's so much to tackle.
They could tackle all the stuff going on YouTube now
They could.
because that's technically
the
a social
problem is
media.
South Park generally does larger topics, not always, but
You know-
generally.
They're going to talk. They're going to talk about racism with black people and cops. That's going to. It's going to.
It's going to be completely different though. It's going to probably like Chinese and cops or Chinese and firemen.
No, hold on.
Chinese and firemen.
Okay, here's the thing. If you do that, you need to bring back the owner of Shitty Walk.
Yes.
You need to take him out of prison.
Shitty Walk!
Oh, Sean, now you need Shitty Walk. You put
He
me
should be
in
like a crime boss. He's like, oh, so you come to me, just shitty walk.
You have no.
Come to me in your tiny
Totally bringing the meta.
Why are we being so racist?
Because he is racist.
Because that's his character. It's his character. You totally bring the meta. You haven't needed me for 6 fucking years, and now all of a sudden, because goddamn firemen want to kill Japanese, now you come to Shitty Walk.
But honestly, that would be fucking hilarious.
I know, but they're going to talk.
It's gonna be
that.
something.
I think
order.
what it comes down to is whether or not they want to because the political sphere right now is on fire. So there's a lot of things. It's whether or not they want
And I'm
to
surprised-
pick one, do it, and move on, or if they want to pick one and kind of.
Don't you also
stick to it.
realize there's a fuck ton of shit that can happen until.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
November.
we got time. And
We got the debates next week.
Do you think they're going to do Harambe?
I didn't think of that.
Because
I don't know.
Harambe, because we all thought Harambe went away. Harambe's never going to go.
I want it to go away.
It needs to go away.
I know, but it's
it
not
went
going
away.
to.
It went away.
But then
and then someone just pulled it out their ass again. Like they redigested it. Like it took a bit.
Some internet memes like.
I know, but
Oh my god!
Eventually, it will go the way of Damn Daniel. The difference is Damn Daniel got unpopular fast. Harambe's taking its time. Eventually, it will get to the point where it's like
is dragging a child
because
through
here's
the
the
water.
thing: by Damn Daniel, within the first week it came out, we were already like, all right, shut the fuck up.
By the time they went on Ellen,
Yeah, we were like, all right, shut the fuck up.
It's funny. It's normally when it reaches a point to where it's like uncool. For example, Damn Daniel goes to Ellen where it becomes well known. Then it's like, man. It may get to the point where once it starts to be
Ellen
like,
can't interview the damn gorilla though.
No, but once somebody like brings
Watch
up,
her.
Once
She's fucking Ellen.
But it's like once
Says Dan's Harambe.
once it becomes like this just in, something new is happening with this gorilla. Remember that gorilla? Of course, it's been happening for us for like weeks, but it'll be like new for the news. Yeah. That's generally how it works. Then it'll be
Whatever. So they might tackle that. I think it's like because there's a. They could tackle some kind of gender rights.
Yeah.
Because that's
they
still
did
going
that
on.
somewhat last season.
Yeah.
But it's
they have PC principles, so they could keep going.
Because he's still present.
Yes. They could even, because it's funny, they made fun of it last season, how, remember all the frat guys were getting signed contract? People are doing that now in universities. Like up in New York, there are guys that want confirmation texts or signed pieces of paper so they don't get sued. They're doing that now, and of course that's South Park's ability to predict the future. But
fucking
you didn't know that?
No,
that's happening in New York, University of New York.
But
swipe right on Tinder and sign this confirmation.
That's what they do.
But it's like I don't want my life to be ruined. Sign it, you know what I mean? Because it's gotten to that point. Because now the way it is now, it's even
because here's the thing:
if you accuse somebody of rape, even if they didn't do anything, you're over.
Yeah, that's the sad part. And I know they're going to throw in PC principle because as much as they keep throwing in social media for this season, he's going to come. He's got to come back up and be like, all right, you little shitbags. I heard a lot of people now talking about being mean on social media. That is not PC.
What's the kid's name? The one with diabetes.
Where he's like, we're just calling him out.
Yeah, I feel like PC principle's like,
Jimmy. Yeah.
No, not Jimmy. It's the one kid he keeps always calling out. Like, was it Scott Malkinson?
No. Yeah, Scott Malkinson.
Scott, yes, and it was Scott. Like, the PC principal is gonna go to everybody and have this thing. All right, now y'all need to interact with Scott on Twitter. Because no one else is interacting with them, and that's not cool.
That was hands down the best fucking thing about this episode. I'm gonna do it.
My dad says I won't do it, but I will do it.
He's just sitting up in bed. It's fucking
do it, god damn it. Like, I'll do it, Mr. Garrison. I'll do it.
But anyway, so that's South Park.
That's South Park.
That's gonna. I'm hyped. I'm fucking hyped.
I'm excited.
Clearly, we are at 27 minutes.
We're hyped.
We're hyped.
So South Park will be.
Like I said, so back to I watched Lucifer. I like it because I think it's good.
Okay. The flaming elephant in the room.
Yes, we should probably put that out.
Oh God, he's got a motorcycle.
Or the flaming gorilla, whatever floats boat.
Harambe died for. Harambe died for your soul.
So Ghost Rider appeared on Agents of Sheild.
Which
last night or the night before?
Tuesday.
Night before.
Tuesday night.
And that's pretty much what they're building the whole season around.
Yes.
Is Ghost Rider.
I just love how I love how he doesn't dangle the chains. It's just like a fucking pair of dice in his hands. Like,
well, no, those are his keys.
Those are his keys.
He just all he does is.
But at the beginning of the episode, when he ripped the dude's spine out, didn't he have the chain in his hand?
He does.
I would have swore it was a chain.
This is what he does.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's his unique. He doesn't have it. This Ghost Rider does not have a chain. It didn't have it in the comics. He doesn't.
No,
that's Johnny Blaze you're thinking of.
Yeah, Johnny Blaze has some.
Okay, I heard the rattle and what it.
It's hard to see.
Yeah, I thought it was like a small chain
I'm sorry,
he was shaking in his hand.
That kind of brings up the point of why I think I stopped watching Agents of Sheild. Mostly because I thought the first season was kind of weak.
It's a show built around all B characters.
I know it had a very slow start. But another reason I didn't notice is because camera wise, like shooting wise, it's pretty shot poorly. Like there's some bad camera angles. Like for example, the key shot. It's so dark, you have no fucking idea what
I
the
just
hell
heard
that
the
is.
rattle.
Something
so
else.
I thought it was a chain.
It was before when they cut to the break when what was her name, Daisy fights
Yeah.
Ghost Rider, and they were gonna get the flaming pole. That scene bothers the hell out of me because right before they cut was when they're running at each other. It's like. Face me? It's like they're this close to each other.
Yes.
Like they're gonna run into each other. It's like, what are you doing?
I know. Like,
It was like a DVD cover for it. Ghost Rider v.
It's like we're gonna run into each other.
Ghost Rider v. Earthquake. It was Quake.
that kind of bothers me. Is
They
the
legit were
editing.
close. Like they were about to make out close. Like her hair's on fire.
Now, the Ghost Rider himself, I like.
I did
I
like.
have my
Here's the thing. I
the
like.
visuals for him though.
I like the fact that when we get introduced to the writer, we don't have to worry about half a fucking season of that whole cliche of I don't like my fucking power, so
No,
the curse.
But he's
you
getting
know,
there. That's the thing. The reason they chose Robbie Reyes, and I listened to an interview with the director of
Yes.
Agents of Sheild, was specifically because, and keep in mind, he's the least popular Ghost Rider out of all of them. The reason they chose him is because of the family angle, because he
Yeah.
has a little disabled brother.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they wanted to do. And it even says like. You get it through his dialogue where it's like, oh, you have the devil inside you too, and
Yeah.
I'm not the one who decides. They're gonna go that route. They're gonna be like,
Yeah.
I never asked for this kind of a thing.
I'm bad man. Why am I an Agents of Sheild?
But
I swear to God, if that ever did happen, it would be the greatest fucking episode ever.
the thing with Ghost
The
Rider
internet
is,
will blow up.
Yeah.
I like how he does. He's very violent, and very brutal.
Yes.
Oh God.
I like
yes.
that because that's.
Oh, it was a blood pack fest.
However,
I loved it.
the thing that bothered me, that entire opening sequence has been introduced, is perfect for me, except for the fucking car flip.
That car flip
Like
was
I thought it was gonna
that
be
was
RPG
bad.
like hits, and then like there's a thing of fire that
No,
drives out.
that was some
He
bad.
fucking flips, and I was like,
Not just
what?
that.
Oh, I was seriously. I had just taken a sip of my drink, and the car flipped. I was like,
The leader was perfect. The car is there, and you see the lights, and he revs his engine. And it's like, oh, shit's about to
I was
go
like,
down.
yeah. That's why I was taking a sip of the drink. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be awesome.
These were my exact words. I was sitting there, and the guy playing the RPG, and I'm like, "You fucking idiot! Fire doesn't hurt. It's only gonna fuel it." And as soon as he hit it, the car fucking flipped, and it's that bad CG
That's
flip.
what I was gonna say. It's like sci-fi movie
I know,
CGI.
it's a
and
sci-fi
like,
movie CG, and it's like,
oh,
okay,
no.
you know what? That was a badass moment. Y'all totally fucking
Yeah,
ruined
because
that.
I was taking a sip of my drink. I'm like, yeah, this shit's about to go
It
down.
felt so unnecessary. Like I thought, like I said, I thought it was gonna be like RPG impacts, and then in the explosion, you don't see anything, and the car just drives out.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been better. They didn't have to flip it.
No,
Yeah.
that would have been cool. Is if the RPG hit the car, and as it was flying, and as it collided and exploded, and as the smoke and flames going off, as the car was moving forward, it was being absorbed by the car.
That would
have been badass.
It would have been easier to do because it's not as intensive as flipping a fucking car in CGI. But this stems from a bigger problem. Ghost Rider, I think that to put him on Agents of Sheild was a mistake. I think he needed at least his own Netflix series, and he needed a bigger budget because Ghost Rider is inherently all CGI.
Yeah.
Now up close, I'll admit he does look okay.
He looks-
you actually see him.
He looks decent.
Well,
He looks
it's because
decent.
it's hard to screw up a skull on fire. Like
No, he has to go on fire. It's easy to fuck up the skull becoming on fire.
Yeah.
And it's just the difference. I mean, you can obviously, like, for example, fire. One of the reasons you can tell that the car is bad CGI is just because of the the budget and the way that things are. For example, you can tell generally something pops out to you if things don't make sense. When that car flips, you can tell if you pay close enough attention that the light doesn't really reflect off the car right because it has a gloss coating and it has to reflect right. Flames aren't like that, so it's easier to do.
My
CGI.
main thing is that I just pray to God they don't make the writer talk.
I actually hope he does.
I do. I want
him
that
to talk.
gristle voice.
No. When I mean talk, no, I don't want the writer to talk. I
Not
want
talk in long paragraphs.
No, but like a few lines or something.
No, I wanted to say like a badass fucking quote, what are you like? It's like a deep feeling and feel like, what the hell are you? Vengeance, burn.
Well, I liked. Okay, so the original Nicolas Cage movie. Obviously, there are a lot of people who were like,
Our God and Cage.
I will say, however, the best part of that movie was the writer himself.
God,
Yes.
That's
yes.
what I wanted out of this writer, and that's why I was disappointed. Like, I'm not all the way disappointed, but for example, whenever Nick Cage turned into the writer, I don't think it was actually Nick Cage who was doing the body double for the writer.
it wasn't.
It was a different guy. You could tell because he was bigger, broader shoulders, and
he had a
he
power.
had thick sole boots, so when he walked, you could hear the thud. He was intimidating. I don't get that of this. This writer wears like what he wears, like those basketball sneakers.
He looks like he's wearing a JCPenney's fake leather jacket.
Exactly, and even this actor, who I can tell now they're actually using that actor to play the writer. His shoulders, for example, they like slope down. He doesn't intimidate me, even if he has a flaming fucking skull. You know what I mean?
You can be all flame, but if you don't burn shit.
Exactly.
Here's the thing. I will take that. Okay, I'll give you that on the intimidation thing. I think for the lack of intimidation, if you use him creatively, like the fucking like the steel pipe turned into a flaming sword.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome.
I thought that was cool as shit.
The running part, no.
The running part, no, but the actual like turning an object before he went full rider and in human form, just turning into a flaming sword and then going rider. I said, okay, I will take the lack of intimidation of the rider himself
if you can do that.
If you can do some cool shit.
And that's why I'm only half in the back because we only see the first episode. I need to see how they use him continually.
Yes. Yeah. 3 episodes in.
But as it is right now, I'm not too thrilled with this writer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
I hope they do him good because out of my 20 favorite superheroes, Ghost Rider is one of them.
He's one of my favorite. And it's just and you mentioned not making him speak too much. If they, like I said, Nick Cage, that writer, doesn't speak a lot in the movie. Like, for example, like whenever he uses his penance stare is, I feel like, one of the best scenes of that movie. Where it's like, your soul is stained with the blood of the innocent, feel their pain. That was a great line. If they did stuff like that, okay. But obviously don't have him, like, literally
don't have him
sentences.
Don't have, like, Coulson all stand there and Ghost Rider stand there with Flame just talking.
Yes.
Here's the thing. I don't think Rider's the good, because obviously they're not going to get rid of the Ghost Rider.
No.
Like after this season, I don't know if he's going to join Shield.
Well, one of the things I'm hopeful for is because there are already so many writers, I'm hopeful that if I ended up just overall not being, if I end up being disappointed with Robbie Reyes as writer in this show, there's always the possibility that there could be another Ghost Rider, a different guy, that it doesn't have to, we're not locked into this one.
And here's the thing. They
could always just make it a spin-off onto Netflix.
Not just that.
Yeah, they give him his own show.
Not exactly. Or they could throw in the Blue Rider, which was
isn't that his...
That's Johnny Cage's son.
Is it?
Yeah. It's the son of Johnny Cage and the devil himself. And he's like...
Did you say Johnny Cage?
Shut up, Jimmy!
Johnny Blaze?
He said Johnny Cage twice. I was like, wait, I thought it was Blaze, and you're like Johnny Cage. I was like,
no, he's not the son of Johnny Blaze. He's like the son of the devil.
I thought he was the rival of the Ghost Rider.
He was the rival. He's the son of the devil. He's someone who's connected to the devil who's not...
And doesn't he hate any Ghost Rider? Like
he hates like because he hates the Rider. That's why he's like his blue of pure fucking vengeance. Like the other one, like the regular Ghost Rider, it's the spirit of vengeance, but it's at least like punishable vengeance. This one is just I am pure hatred. Vengeance.
One is cooking with grease. The other one's cooking with oil.
And then the one's just kerosene, just throwing everything.
It's just, I don't know. It disappointed me just because I feel like they don't have the budget. I feel like I thought the choice on the Ghost Rider they're going with is a bad choice. It doesn't have it doesn't have the quintessential stuff. It doesn't have the change. I haven't seen him do the penance stare yet. In the comics, Robbie Reyes can't do the penance stare, so I don't know if he can do that.
I think he will do the penance stare, but I don't think it'll be like. I think it'll be like season finale.
It may, but
it's gonna be like he's gonna fight like some ultra badass metahuman, and he's gonna lose, and he's gonna say he's losing, and it's. Oh, fuck it.
But we also don't know what type of writer he is. And again, in the comics, he doesn't have a spirit of vengeance. He's possessed by a serial killer.
I know, yeah.
I don't know if they're going to do that.
They don't. There's a debate. If they're going to do the serial killer or if they're going to do the original Ghost Rider. Because there's two of them. There's serial killer and there's Mephisto. There's Mephisto.
Well, there's actually... Johnny Blaze has a specific spirit of vengeance. Yeah, the second Ghost Rider, whose name eludes me, has also a specific... His is most people... There are so many different. There's no one main. Most people consider that, I guess, the truer one because his spirit of vengeance supposedly is the oldest one, the more
That's the debate on which spirit of vengeance is it the serial killer one or is it that old
If it's the serial killer one, then they could always bring in one of the other Ghost Rider who has a more, I guess you could say, true spirit of vengeance.
I think it might be the serial killer because if you remember, Quake says she saw a serial killer.
He was running around murdering people. That's generally considered a serial killer.
Here's the thing. It could be the serial killer of the way he's handling people.
Like
how he's going ripping
ripping spines out.
Holy shit.
Ripping out spines like blood patches. So it could be the serial killer version.
And you know what, Marvel, one little word someone says can lead to a whole fucking show.
They could also explain.
Also, you have to realize that it might be a serial killer because if you don't know, Agents of Sheild is time slot is later.
Yeah,
they
so they
can
even in the beginning, just when he rips the guy's spine, you don't see it, but you see the blood like splatter.
I know.
You would never have seen that on the other seasons of Agents of Sheild.
No, but because it's later, they can show more darker stuff.
I love how the first season started off at 8 o'clock, and then moved to 9 for 2 years, and then
now it's 10.
Now it's at 10, and we're like, welcome back, bitch.
Where you been?
I do hope that's true because that means I hop they bring in all the other. At least they have other writers.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: if they bring in the serial killer one, the main one they might, and this is pushing it even if they do it this season, they might do this 2 or 3 seasons down the road, is bring in the original Ghost Rider because of the Johnny Blaze.
If Nicolas Cage rolls up on a motorcycle,
no, he's not going to.
I like Cage, but no.
But if he did,
we wouldn't be here because we'd be watching the episode just fucking back for like 12 hours straight.
The video would probably be us watching it.
How is this video at 1 million views? 786,942 on mine.
They can't do that because if they did it, that means that the previous Ghost Rider movies are now canon. That's why they can't do that.
I know, but that's the one where I think if they bring any writer, that's the one they're going to bring.
Well, he's the most well known.
He's the most well known, and in the comics, him and Robbie Reyes fought. Mm-hmm. That's how he, kind of got a control of his vengeance. Mm-hmm. Was him, the original writer, fought. So that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's given me an initiative to actually want to watch Agents of Sheild.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea what the fuck's going on now, so it's like now
I was actually really surprised because I'm glad that they're treating it almost like a split personality, where it's like I'm not the one who decides kind of a thing. Because I like the idea that it's a struggle, a very internal struggle with just whenever he's around evil or wickedness, it's have to keep himself under control.
Well, that's been kind of the motif for the writer.
Well, that's
it used to be it only came out at night. Then it's just kind of no, it's fucking stupid. So whenever there's evil or wickedness around, the writer comes out.
But the thing is, I wanted him to be on like a Netflix series because if he's on Netflix, he doesn't even have to be in New York with the other Defenders. I mean, eventually he could cross over, but if
I'm in Chicago, Detroit, Los Angeles.
But if he has a bigger budget, it can be
Make him in Florida.
He would be the writer the entire time. He would never be the human person.
I know, it would be amazing.
Complete writer. He just walking on the beach. Like, this is just a Tuesday.
I just hope that would, but then it could cross over into. I always like to picture kind of like Ghost Rider being near. I just like that whole. It's so pure judgment. Where it's like, where Daredevil has to fight with himself, like, what do I do? How far is too far? The writer doesn't have that issue. The writer, judges your soul. He knows exactly what to do.
And I think they're going to do that because this is Marvel and they've done the 2 seasons of Daredevil.
The problem is, though, Agents of Sheild has not crossed over to Netflix. Netflix has not crossed over to the MCU. I'm waiting. I'd be very disappointed.
See, everyone's saying...
I'm afraid because once Spider-Man comes out, there's no excuse. They live in the fucking same city. Spider-Man's everywhere. There's no way in hell all of the Defenders would never meet up with Spider-Man. They don't have an excuse. Every other Avenger, okay. Spider-Man, no.
No, you're right. Spider-Man, they don't have any excuse. They damn sure don't have any excuse once Infinity War comes out. There is no fucking excuse. If Infinity War comes out and
there's no Netflix characters at all.
Well, not just that, but there's at least, even if there's no Netflix characters, you're not going to admit that they're in the same connected universe. Yeah. I'm sorry. No, fuck that. That's bullshit.
Thanos comes from the sky.
Thanos comes from a fucking other universe.
You assume that if the fight is on Earth. If the fight's not on Earth, keep in mind, specifically Daredevil, he has sensory abilities, but he's not superhuman in any other fashion. He's not super strong or anything like that. That's different for Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist.
No, I think the first fight. I think there's going to be 2 fights. Yeah. It's going to be a fight on Earth, And that's just pretty much going to be Thanos coming down like, because most of my gems from my gauntlet are fucking on your planet. So guess what? I'm just going to conquer it. They're going to beat him on Earth.
He's going to come down. He's going to rip Vision's head apart to grab.
Which is, I'm sorry, I'm just not going to.
I don't care.
I know exactly. I'm not going to care. Like when
Vision's
like yeah, when they kill Vision and pretty much rip, or they use like Thanos mind controls him and pretty much gives him the gem. I'm not going to be sad when Vision dies. They're going to make it some dramatic Hallmark death, and I'm probably sure.
Betty White show up.
And I'm probably
sure
sure
they're gonna kill Vision. I think it'll be like rips the stone out,
he
passes out,
and they'll figure something out.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care about Vision. You know, if he does die.
That's another thing. That's why I kind of wanted Ghost Rider to be either Netflix or the MCU, because I would actually like to see kind of like a Ghost Rider versus Vision kind of thing. Because keep in mind, Vision has the Infinity Stone, but technically, as far as they let us know, these stones are still science. Ghost Rider and Doctor Strange are magic. I would have liked to have seen, not specifically with Vision, but as an example, like Ghost Rider, like magic versus science.
I just kind of want Rider to be there, because I kind of want to see the scene where he attempts to use the Pentastare on Thanos, and it doesn't fucking work, and it's gonna be one of those, whoa, fuck. It's like, how the I know.
It's just
the writers just got that.
Can you imagine? Because all you see is skeletons, so the jaw just goes
drop.
Actually, I noticed something. I didn't notice when I watched Agents of Sheild, like the first time I saw it. I rewatched the specific Ghost Rider scene on YouTube. I did not notice his skull moves with emotions when he drops the thing on Quake and she's holding it up, and he looks at her and then looks back up. If you look closely enough, his brow, or where his brow should be, raises a little, like his skull moves.
Yeah,
like oh shit,
a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I did notice that.
So they're actually, they're giving him some kind of emotional ability, which also, by the way, because, Robbie Reyes as writer has always looked...
You got to do the right amount with that, though.
Well, yeah, you can't go as far.
If you go, there's a thin line.
It looks
skull
like,
emotion. Because if they go too far, it's just going to be cartoon shit.
It looks like they're doing similar to what Deadpool does, which Deadpool's eyes move, but not outrageously enough.
No,
for example, my dad didn't even notice the first time we watched it.
It's just the way he would be moving under the
which is, I forgot to bring it up when you said, if they do go the serial killer route, there would also be a good explanation why, because Robbie Reyes' writer doesn't look like any other writer. His skull looks different.
Oh, yeah.
They could explain that away as because, well, it's a serial killer spirit. He just looks different. His skull doesn't look like a normal
I think his skull looks cool as shit.
Well, it does. I'll admit that. And that's why I said, just in person, he looks fine. I still don't like the slashy soldiers. He's kind of intimidating, but
like I said, you can counteract it if you make him do cool shit.
Cool, yeah. If he does cool
shit,
like
the rule of cool will outdo the lack of intimidation.
It still bothers the living hell out of me why they call him the Ghost Rider if he doesn't ride anything. He drives a car. It doesn't make any sense.
Because Ghost Driver is stupid.
It just make more sense if he rode a damn bus.
No.
Can you see him sitting on the back of the bus? Just, this is my stop.
No, I kind of want to see that because I remember in the scene in Daredevil, what the fuck? Ghost Rider 2, where he takes control of the giant
giant claw.
I want him to do that with a bus.
Those are the only good scenes in those movies.
I know. I want him to do that with a bus. Just like takes control of a bus and turns into a hell bus.
I hope they definitely go with that, but that also scares me because I don't know if they have the CGI and budget to do it. For maybe smaller things like setting that pipe on fire, like okay, that works. But large machinery and things?
I think they're gonna do a lot of small stuff, and it's gonna be like, remember with Legends of Tomorrow, how they didn't have Firestorm every episode fuse, but when he did fuse, when it would come like a big climactic battle and they fuse, he did some really cool ass shit. I think that's going to be with Ghost Rider. He can do little small things, but when he comes up to where he may need him to fight like 3 or 4 Inhumans, then the Rider's going to do some cool
I want him
shit.
to also do. I want him to be innovative. Like for that first part of just seeing him like ignite a thing on fire.
Yeah.
That very much for audiences who didn't know kind of shows he can do that.
Oh yeah.
Especially obviously with his car. I hope they get.
Common sense. If you can't light that shit on fire, then
I hope they do stuff that we have not seen before. Maybe at least in live action, but they could pull stuff from the comics. But I want them to do stuff like because what have we seen so far? In the Nick Cage movies, we see him do obviously a chain, which is Robbie Reyes does not have. He could still use one eventually, but he doesn't carry it. We've seen a Remington.
I think it would be cool if he hung a dude with a chain, and that's kind of like. And then he used his power to like ignite the fucking chain.
What else? We've seen guns. We've seen his 1887 lever action from the Nick Cage movie. I guess we haven't seen just different types of vehicles, different types of machinery.
What if he took over one of the Shield helicopters?
That's cool. Yeah, anything like the
That would be
the
cool.
jet they fly around.
Yes, and he just took that shit
The
over.
world's biggest plane.
Yeah, and he just took that shit over. I would be like, yes.
It would look like a fucking meteor coming through the sky.
I know.
Can you imagine Coulson's special car that doesn't allow anybody to
Lola.
Yeah.
Lola.
That would be hands down one of the greatest fucking scenes in the entire show. If Ghost Rider
can't Lola fly? Like I thought his
Yes.
could fly.
yeah, so he gets a Lola.
Lola has a fucking like Inspector Gadget type
I know.
engine that like rocket that comes out.
And then he actually just like, hey, fuck, what the fuck did he do to Lola?
Coulson's just
What
like,
the fuck?
His hand even falls off.
No! You get the Star Wars one.
It's like comforting him.
Lola's gone. We
okay.
all have to make sacrifices.
But I think that's where we're gonna end it.
Before we mention one thing, I hope that for the rest of the season, Ghost Rider is noticed. Ghost Rider is unlike anything anybody's ever seen before in the Shield Agents of Shield universe. He is the first introduction to magic before Doctor Strange.
He's the first. He's the first introduction
to magic entirely.
To magic entirely. He's also the first introductions to demons. So now that you've introduced the
I know, we know
demons, but now that you have
thing.
demons, you can start playing around with other MCU demons.
The worst thing, so this first episode does have a lot of Ghost Rider in it. The second episode, from what you see at the preview, seems to also have a lot into it. The worst thing they could do right now is do like a couple 3 or 4 episodes and then push him aside.
No, he's going to be. No, they have marketed him. The motherfucker's on the poster.
The damn title card on Hulu is all the Agents of Shield in this corner, the name, and then the fucking flaming skull.
It's called Agents of Sheild Vengeance.
I know. Damn, I'm trying to think of an example. I had one ready, but there was a show that did something similar.
They're not going.
You never know, though. That's the thing.
And here's the thing: because of the fact that main cast they have they have them all split the fuck up.
Yeah,
they're gonna focus mostly on.
Keep in mind, though, I specifically want the writer. You could put Robbie. They could do it where Robbie Reyes is and everything. He's still technically the Ghost Rider, even if he's not the writer. But I don't really care for Robbie Reyes.
They're going to keep Robbie Reyes because they have to get fans into. Well, this is his backstory. This is what fucking happened.
Obviously, they can't completely ignore him, but I don't want them to focus too much on him. I want to know the writer, and it's specifically because I've already built up this very split. The writer is very almost a separate being altogether. I also want to explore that.
I see it mainly being like mostly Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type thing.
That'd be cool. I also I'm looking forward to scenes and stuff. Like I wanted to be able to see like Robbie Reyes like doing something or talking or something, and then maybe like a bad guy comes by that they don't know, and it's just like instantly like change and just like assault somebody. Like, what the hell are you doing? And it's like you don't know this guy or something like that. You know what I mean?
Or like he starts freaking out like I really gotta go.
Or like that's why I had imagined him like with the Avengers or something like that, because there could be like, for example, with Loki, who could change forms and things like that and pretend to be like a janitor in the Avengers. That wouldn't fly with a Ghost Rider. The Ghost Rider could sense his sins.
Hell, the Ghost Rider joined the Avengers at one point.
Well, but I'm afraid if he's on Agents of Sheild and if he's
I see him. Unfortunately, I see him for the moment solving a lot of street crime. I don't see him. I see that for the most part of the season, it's going to be you have to find this writer and execute him. And then when Coulson finally fucking talks to Robbie Raymond, or God forbid he fucking talks to the writer and they want to do a scene where they have a legitimate conversation with the writer.
They could do it. It's just have to be very one-sided. I mean, the writer is somebody who speaks max one sentence or like 1 or 2 words. I mean, you could still do it like, who are you? What are you doing? Vengeance. You know what I mean? Like you can have a conversation like that.
But yeah, so that's
it's a shame. And before we end, because you brought up Infinity War, there actually have been plot details leaked on Infinity War just recently.
Okay.
Which is supposed they're going to be do you want to know? Is it?
Well, we know they're doing a 2-part. This we
know. You know it's 2-part. It's not Infinity War.
We might want to finish the video first.
Okay. We'll talk about it later then.
Yeah. Tell us in the comments below whether you like the Ghost Rider, what you think, how they're gonna continue him on.
Man. I can't wait to start talking about Arrow.
Yeah,
it's just going to be great. 2 weeks.
Also, let me know in the comments what you think about South Park and how they're going to continue
and tell us how awesome you love South Park.
What was your favorite scene in the past 2 episodes?
Because there is no comments of South Park was shitty. No, it wasn't.
Hey, we don't need the trolls to start up in our comments.
Please be cordial in the comments.
But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and like always, I will see you in the next video.
Geek out.
Later.